when it is seen that he is advocating or giving stress to Prahlad Shiksha, what he really wants to say is that if you cannot see the principle of compassion, because the Babajis in particular, I don't want to overgeneralize because that sometimes is a mistake. Prabhupada has told Mother Daivi Shakti that these Babas at Bhagavad Nivas, just a few minutes down the road, where it is said by many authorities in Braja that Raghunath Das Goswami's Govardhan Shila is situated there. Prabhupada said that these Babajis are bona fide Akinchana Babajis. They should be respected as bona fide Akinchana Babajis. So there are bona fide Akinchana Babajis in Braja. But many of these Babajis, they decry preaching. They're so much bent on preaching about not preaching. To the point where they will say, we advocate, we're interested in Gopi Prema, and therefore we're only interested in cultivating the Rag Bhajan. We have no interest in this preaching business, which is in the mood of Prahlad. But I dare say to all of them who will be thinking like this, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and our Srila Prabhupada, they have made this point, it's a very sanguine point and very important point, that if you cannot see the principle and appreciate the principle of compassion as it is exhibited in an elementary form as Prahlad, then how can we accept that you're actually seeing the principle of compassion as it is truly manifested in its superlative form in the gopis? How can we accept this? First understand A, B, C, D. Then when you actually understand that, then you graduate to the upper class. So Prabhupada has given, it may be mistaken by some unfortunate personalities, that Prabhupada has given Vaidhi Bhakti. Actually, Prabhupada has given the whole thing. But he requires us to gradually upgrade our transcendental intelligence, by which we can enter into relishing the thing as it is. And that requires that we at least at first understand the principle of compassion upon the fallen conditioned souls. After all, it wasn't Prahlad that inaugurated the Sankirtan movement. It was Krishna in the mood of Radha. His external purposes were not separate from the fulfillment of his internal desires to relish Radha Bhav. If we don't understand, if we try to separate the external purpose from the internal purpose, in the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada is told how it is that Radharani and her Sakhis experience 10 million times the happiness of their own happiness of personally meeting Krishna by making the arrangements for each other to meet, to make arrangements for others to meet with Krishna. This Sankirtan movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is for the purpose of facilitating the experience of that kind of Gopi Bhav. The experience of 10 million times the happiness of their happiness of personally meeting Krishna by making the arrangements for others to meet with Krishna. One time, Srila Prabhupada wrote a letter to Rameshwar, bless his heart, to confirm that yes, your understanding or your idea that this book distribution is following in the mood of the gopis is quite correct. What is self-realization? Self-realization means to realize what we actually are. If we can't realize what we actually are, then how are we self-realized? So what are we? What is Jiva? It is mentioned. What is Radha? What is Ladini Shakti? Ladini Shakti is a manifestation. Radha, it is mentioned by Rupa Goswami that Radha is the personification of Krishna's compassionate nature. She is Karunamoy. She is the embodiment of Karuna Shakti, which is non-different from Ladini Shakti. As such, this compassionate nature, which is exhibited by Radharani and the expanded forms of Radharani. Mind you, Radha is Mool Prakriti. She's the root of all other manifestations of Prakriti. So we have to conclude that ultimately, even though it may be said that some jivas are expanded from Balaram, some jivas are expanded from Krishna, some jivas are expanded from Radha, some jivas are expanded from Shankarshan or Mahavishnu, like this. But we should understand that as Radha is Mool Prakriti, therefore, as Prabhupada has mentioned in several places, that the jiva is part and parcel of the pleasure potency of Krishna. And as such, it is the nature of the jiva to be compassionate. Without understanding the principle of compassion, without realizing ourselves as part and parcel of the compassionate nature of Krishna, then how can we claim to be self-realized? So it is very essential. The elementary form is given to us in the beginning. At least see this to isolate the principle. Because Prahlad, it may not be so easy to understand the principle. The example of the gopis or devotees of the higher nature, the higher realm. Because it is more subtle. In the nature of Prahlad, though, it is a easily isolatable principle which can be easily observed by everyone in order to impress this point. Anyway, I'm carrying on. I shouldn't carry on like this. I'm sorry for, I hope I'm not keeping you, but it's already almost 9:30, and everyone will be missing prasadam and all these things. Purushottamas. Anyways, this is an important thing. So what is preaching? Preaching is the expression of the very compassionate nature, which is the essence of Gopi Bhav or Gopa Bhav or any Bhav in the realm of Braja. It's the very essence. So when we say preaching is the essence, it is quite correct. Because preaching is means and the end for acquiring and giving a proper expression to the pure compassionate nature, which is the mainstay of Braja Bhakti. So I guess we should stop there. If there's any discussion or questions, I don't know if you want to go any further with this. Anyone want to discuss anything before we close? I hope I've not disappointed all of you too much. I don't make it a habit of sitting here, so you don't have to hear these things too often. Hare Krishna. Yes, you want to say? Huh?
What is the importance of Purushottam?
That could be a long discussion, but we won't make it too long. The importance of Purushottam is Radha and Krishna are the presiding deities of Purushottam, is to be understood by honoring their month, you attain Golok Dham. In a nutshell.
How to honor?
By intensifying your sadhana, bathing in Yamuna, Radhakund is also there, offering ghee lamps daily. It should be a daily vrat to offer ghee lamps. I mentioned yesterday that you get the benefit of offering 10 million ghee lamps by lighting it with a tulsi stick, with a dry tulsi stick, please, from a dead tulsi plant, not using. Don't take a stick from a green a live tulsi plant like that. And doing prikaram, taking darshan of Govardhan Hill as many times as possible. There's unlimited benefit. It is mentioned, Yesham Pruntakatha Papam Jananam Punyakarmanam. Ye Dvandva Moha Nirmukta Bhajante Mam Dhridavrata. We should know that our goal is Krishna Prema. As we explain, what is Prema? Prema is for the pleasure of Krishna. To endeavor to satisfy Krishna. To satisfy Krishna, there should be some Dhridavrata in our bhajan. Dhridavrata means a strong determination, a strong vow. Determined vow. Bhajante Mam, worshipping me. So, in order to actually worship Krishna, what is a determined vow? Determined vow means that we will not be deviating. It is only by undivided devotional service that you can understand Krishna as he is. It is only by undivided devotional service. That means, what is it? Oh, I forget it. Yeah. I forget the verse. It's slipping my mind. Sagunan samati taitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. To come to the spiritual platform, one has to do undivided devotional service by which you can actually understand Krishna's janmas and karmas in truth. then you go back home, back to Godhead. This undivided devotional service means ye dvandva moha nirmukta. Ye dvandva moha nirmukta means that you will not see that there's no duality. The illusion or the delusion of thinking that something is favorable, one circumstance is favorable for worshiping Krishna and another circumstance is not favorable for worshiping Krishna. Actually, all circumstances are favorable for worshiping Krishna because the environment is always friendly. Even if it appears to be an adversity, it is also favorable for taking shelter of Krishna and worshiping Krishna. So, one can always worship Krishna in all circumstances with a firm determination when he goes beyond this dualistic conception of happiness and distress as a criterion for considering whether it is possible to worship Krishna or not. So one can come to this position of going beyond duality if one is freed from yesham tantakatha papam, freed from sinful reactions, and jananam punya karmanam. This punya karmanam means the same punya karmanam, krita punja punya, as we were expressing yesterday. Krita punja punya means heaps and piles of pious activities by which one gains the facility of actually playing with Krishna, dancing with Krishna in his eternal pastimes. So, is it essential? No matter who we are, no matter what is our condition, what is our position, we can always take advantage of this kind of facility, like Purushottam Vrat or Ekadasi Vrat. Even we were mentioning how a monkey attained Golok Dhām, even by unknowingly observing Purushottam, by fasting and taking holy baths. If by unknowingly you can attain Golok Dhām, it doesn't say which sector of Golok Dhām he attained, but if we understand that if unknowingly you can attain Golok Dhām, then what to speak of if we're actually cultivating desires to enter to the realm of Braja, or etc. So, Purushottam Vrat, it is good for all. If you're having guru problems and steadiness of mind problems or any such kinds of problems that may be manifesting, we should understand why it is the problems are coming. It's not happening by chance. Any such problems will be coming because our previous samskars, our purva samskar, our previous degree of accumulation of sukriti, by which our transcendental intelligence is gradually increased birth after birth, jananam punya karmanam. Birth after birth. So, we're not in our last birth now, and we're not in our future birth now. We're in this birth now, and in this birth now, there are so many things we can do by which we can increase our sukriti. And what is the purpose of increasing our sukriti? There's agyata sukriti, just like the monkey example. He fell into the water accidentally and drowned in the water in a holy place. And he attained Golok. Because so happened he did that during Purushottam Mas. So Agyata Sukriti is there, but higher than Agyata Sukriti is Gyata Sukriti. Gyata Sukriti means to accumulate Sukriti by doing transcendentally pious activities knowingly. You know that it's good. No one's stopping you from circumambulating Tulsi Devi. No one's stopping you from watering Tulsi Devi. Tulsi Devi can give you prema. Every dust grain of Vrindavan can give you prema. Govardhan Hill can give you prema. If you don't have tears to offer to Yamuna Devi, then take some water from her and offer. Her water is undoubtedly liquid prema. But best is if you can offer something from your side. You offer your tears of anxiety that how will I progress to the ultimate goal of my life? At least crying because we can't cry for Krishna. Watering Tulsi Devi with your tears. Who's doing that? Who's stopping you from doing it? Who's stopping you from crying at the feet of Govardhan? Who's stopping you? So don't bathe in Radhakund, but offer your tears. Who's stopping you? No one's stopping anyone. Who's stopping you from chanting at least 1 lakh nam daily? No one's stopping you. It's a question of the ischa. Krishnendriya Priti Ischa. There should be some desire. If you want to go back home, back to Godhead, then why take the difficult course? This is the easy course. If something is being given away practically for free, then why work like a dog? Go and get it. Come to Braja. In the Kartik Mahatmya, it is mentioned, recorded in Mathura Mahatmya, also the Kartik Mahatmya is recorded in Mathura Mahatmya by Rupa Goswami. He says that Kartik month comes every year. Of course, Purushottam Mas comes every 3 years. But this principle is the same. Kartik month comes every year. And Braja Dham is not difficult to attain in this world. It's not like you have to do some interplanetary travel to get here. Especially those who are born in India. But how many people are coming to Braja? It's not so difficult. There are airplanes. Modern amenities have made it so easy. Krishna's statement in the Kartik Mahatmya is even more applicable in this age of Kali. The Kartik comes every year. Braja is not difficult to attain in this world. Still, the fools rot in the world of birth and death because they don't come to Braja during Kartik. Similarly, they don't come to Braja during... Why? Why not come? Why not do Purushottam Vrat? It is a very simple thing. Who's stopping anyone from coming and offering a lamp to the deity? If the old folks are doing it, you think that they don't know what they're doing? But we're too embarrassed or something? Somehow we think that, I can't, everyone will be looking at me, thinking that I'm trying to show myself to be such a bhakta. Or something stupid like this. If you know what's good for you, do it. And pray to Krishna to please be merciful to me and take me to your lotus feet. That's all. Okay, alright. Jai Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai.